kinda like it the way my brother like him a bit so better.
Where'd you get the glasses, Elvis?
I got them at Cumberland Farm.
Elvis, get your elbows off the table and sit up.
I
Now,
love birthday dinners, don't
but
you?
as soon as dinner's over, I want you to change that shirt. No, it's either you or I smells like a buffalo.
Walter, why don't you start passing the salad around?
Are we having the cake soon?
What's your hurry? You got someplace to go?
Yeah, I've got some place to go.
Time for the cake. Elvis, come with me. Elvis, candles.
Everything that goes on in this house is my business, little girl, including who you're going out with on your brother's birthday.
Never mind 15. We gotta hurry.
Oh, some special day your son's birthday is to you.
It is.
You forgot it. You didn't think once it was Eddie's birthday. Mom bought the gifts. Mom bought the cards. Mom signed your name on the cards. Mom put up the decorations.
Happy birthday to you.
Mom made the damn cake, and Mom's the only one singing.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Happy
Elizabeth?
birthday, dear Eddie. Happy birthday to you.
Welcome back. Well, I chose to, I know, open this this section with a pretty powerful clip, and my intent was to see an entire family in action here, and I wondered about your immediate thoughts as you were looking.
Oh dear. It's painful to think how everyone is so affected by whatever the problem in the family is. And you could just so clearly see the roles, which I know we're going to get into in a little bit, but just and certainly if we're talking about codependency today, the mother and the codependency of singing, was she in reality at all? Of course not, She just wanted to hurry up and get that cake, put the candles on, and sing happy birthday and make everything okay. Yeah. And of course, it's going to take a lot more than a birthday cake to do that.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our graphic with the roles, now that you mention them. Okay. Let's see, we have here the enabler, the hero, scapegoat, the mascot, the lost child, and of course the compulsive person. And pretty much I think we've got everybody represented in our initial family.
Yes.
The father, of course, was he was under the influence of alcohol at the time of this dinner. What else did you see?
And then, of course, mom is the chief enabler. She's pretending everything's fine when the daughter, who is the scapegoat, the one saying everything's wrong and I'm going to say it out loud, but she told the truth, and scapegoats usually do. And what she did was tell the truth, that mom's making this whole birthday party happen. You didn't even know it was your son's birthday. And of course, mom did sign the card, did all of it. And then, of course, little Elvis was the mascot. He had his cute little glasses on and looked cute and funny, and he probably tried to keep everything light and humorous most of the time. And then the older son was the lost child. I could think he was older, the lost child, just real quiet and faded into the woodwork and hoped he didn't get noticed at all. So each child in a family, a dysfunctional family, picks their role that's survival for them. It isn't that they consciously think about this, but it just happens so that the family dynamics remain as balanced as possible with all the dysfunction that's going on.
Okay. And also, from watching this further, this is a clip actually from a movie called Numb, and the older child, the birthday boy at this point, is both the lost child and the family hero, because later in the clip, this family, of course, blows up around the birthday issue. And he winds up, his father comes in later and winds up cleaning up after his father and sort of locking the house for the evening and putting things away, basically making everything okay. And that seems to be his other piece of his role in the family.
So he's a codependent in the making, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so when he gets married, if he doesn't get some help in relationships, he'll be doing that for whoever he's with. Doing the same kind of taken care of, and no needs, no wants, just fixing it and making it nice for everybody else.
Okay. Now, in terms of this family, let's say, Dad, goes to AA, he gets clean and sober. What happens to the enabler? I mean, does she she no longer needs to do that? Does she just stop doing that behavior?
No.
No. Okay.
Unfortunately, unless she does something for herself, she'll just continue to enable him, or at least try to take care of him. And so if he's in recovery, she will make sure he has the sponsor that's perfect for him, and that he's going to enough meetings, and that the kids are still quiet, behaving, and everything's nice. She won't let him know when the bills are due, or that she's upset about something. She'll just keep playing the codependent. So she'll need need her own help, and hopefully he'll get treatment in a program where they have a family program, so she will be in support group, and so will the children. So they'll get this information that that we're looking at right now, and change if they choose to on their own.
Okay. So if we were going to kind of recap the roles, kind of the family hero is the child that in some way tries to, at least in the outside world, make the family look like it's okay. Maybe the child who gets straight A's, the child who is very good at fixing things. We've got the mascot, and this is a child who will distract the family, often by being funny or being witty or being very charming. And my experience of people that are mascots is they're kind of like fireflies. They never really light anywhere. They're always just kind of moving around and checking out what's going on. And then you said the scapegoat is often the person who speaks the truth.
Speaks the truth, but is real angry, and of course everybody's angry at them for speaking the truth, because when they speak it, they're not saying it very quietly. They're screaming like she was, and letting people know. But they do tell the truth. They do express their anger openly in the family. The only ones that do.
And then we've got the lost child, who is a child that may actually kind of go through their entire family childhood in their room, or reading, or basically their gift is to not be any bother to anybody. To kind of keep their head low and get through life. Now, and then as grown-ups, will these children continue to do this in their relationships? Will Elvis continue maybe to be a clown in his marriage?
Exactly. Without help, he will just continue to do what he's doing, because that's the survival role that he knows how to do. And the mascots, usually they're fun to be around, but you never get close. You never get real close with them. So this whole family, each one of them need their own help. Like the scapegoat, she'll continue to get in trouble, and even throughout life, if she doesn't begin to understand that's not good for her anymore. As a child, it might have been survival, and now as an adult, it's not. So to get some help.
Okay. In fact, let's take a look now at what we could do to begin to take care of ourselves. Let's see. These are elements of recovery that I have gleaned from various different places, but one of them that seems to be common is to demonstrate a willingness to work on yourself alone. In other words, to be willing to do the writing, the thinking that needs to be done. That is not something where someone's going to walk into your office and suddenly you're going to make it better, because you, as far as I know, do not have a wand of any kind. Okay. And then the second piece would be the support of others who are serious about changing their patterns. A 12-step group, therapy group, classes, workshops. Can you speak a little bit about that? I mean, how is it for people that are used to being responsible and used to being in charge? How willing are they to go to groups or to...
The difficulty is that they're so used to being in charge of other people's lives that the thought that they need help themselves is appalling to them. And so, the first thing they want to do is for you to fix someone else, or they want to know how to fix someone else. Most people who get to Al-Anon want a list of how to help the alcoholic stop drinking. They don't want to know how to take care of themselves, or whatever program it might be, Codependency Anonymous. So the difficulty is for them to accept that I need help. My life is not working, and I need some help. Once that happens, then they are usually ready to then, look at what they need to, and can get almost overly responsible about recovery. Am I doing it right? Or, am I doing enough meetings, and that kind of thing. So then you have to teach them, hopefully help them, guide them to be gentle with themselves and know that it is a process.
Well, and when you say, okay, they figure out their life isn't working, I mean, we're talking about someone who's probably responsible, often very well educated, really looks good on the outside. What do you mean their life becomes unmanageable, or life isn't working?
Well, usually, a lot of times what will happen is there's a shift in the family, so that they are forced to look at how they're feeling about maybe their husband in recovery or their wife doing something differently, so that something changes in the family, usually, for them to look at it. But it's very hard to get them to see that their lives aren't working. And it takes a lot of times workshops where they can look at what roles they have, and to understand that super responsible is not healthy. That doing everything yourself is not a lovely way to live life. It's not fun to feel like life's a report card and I have to make straight A's all the time, And when I look at what do you do to take care of yourself, and you get a blank look like, well, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
What do you do for fun? Well, like, what do you mean? Yeah. They don't understand, because they're so into doing for others.
Or they will say, frequently the answer to that question I receive, people will say, well, my fun is in doing for others.
Right, I make dinner for 22.
That's right.
Right.
Let's take a look at our next ideas about recovery. Acknowledge and address the 5 core symptoms that we discussed earlier as they're played out in your life, and asking for help from a knowledgeable therapist who understands recovery and has done his or own recovery work. Now, that's a pretty controversial last statement. The idea that somehow, you know, the counselor needs to have experienced their own recovery work, and I know that some people in the field feel that that's not necessary. You know, for example, I don't have to have cancer to work with you.
Right.
Other people feel like that if most therapists are codependent anyway, I mean, just by definition in our choice of work. So
Exactly.
the reality is that if we're doing this for a living, we probably need to do some personal work.
Right.
What's your experience about that?
You know, I feel that it's real important if I do self-disclose anything about any of my own recovery, that it's for the client's benefit, not mine. I do see that at times people can self-disclose because they need to talk about something, and it's really for their own benefit, not the client's, and that's very destructive. But I think there are times when somebody can get a great deal out of knowing that there is recovery. We've been there. There's some empathy and understanding. It's not a judgment, because I think one of the things that people fear most is that you're going to judge me. You know, you're going to look at me in a way, look down at me, or think that I'm really doing something wrong. And I think sometimes that a little empathy helps when they understand that you have some knowledge of or understand a little bit about where they are.
Yeah, because I think one of the struggles that most of us have who are struggling with any level of codependency has to do with the acceptance of our own humanity.
Yes.
I mean, that's sort of one of the things that when I'm talking with people, I'll say, you know, welcome to the rest of us. That, you know, in fact, you are human, and that actually, I think part of recovery is accepting the joy of our own humanity.
Exactly.
You know, the relief that, in fact, I don't have to be God. I don't have to be God for you, for anyone else, you know, that I can maybe surrender that job to something or someone else.
Right. Some of the greatest relief I see in my clients sometimes is when, just recently I had a woman who lost someone and was going to see the significant other, and said, I don't know, I need to have some answers for that person. And I said, no, you just need to love them, support them, and accept where they are. You don't have to have any answers. And I could just see the relaxed look on her face, like, oh gosh, you know, great. Because we don't have answers for someone else.
And maybe I can just show up.
Right.
We're going to need to close. Jenny, I want to thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. In the upcoming weeks, we'll explore shyness and ancient and modern goddesses. I'm Mary Crocker Cook. Good night.